save like the stupid stuff for the end of the podcast when we're done talking about important stuff.
All right. What up, y'all? Episode 3. Y'all already know my name. I don't have to really like say too much. Yeah. No, but still though, my name Doug though. All right.
My name's Austin. You see Doug, he got the microphone to match his hoodie today.
Yep. Hey, whoa. I just heard what you just said, bro.
What? You got the microphone that match your hoodie.
Oh, you said a hoodie. Bro, I thought you said titty, bro. I thought you...
That's how we start our special edition. Quick reminder, we're never going to do these on Fridays. Again, this is a special edition. Why Den's not here. Not football's not his thing. Special edition, just me and Doug today. And we're just gonna give our predictions for the awards. I think they're normally the day before the Super Bowl. I'm not sure if they're probably not having the award show, but we have our own little one here.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And Doug, let's get into it. Stole your phrase.
All right. So you want me to go first for this one?
Yeah, we'll just go one award at a time.
All right. So for MVP, I'm gonna do what I think, but I'm gonna do what it's probably gonna be.
All
so
right.
I think personally, like Derrick Henry should be the MVP. To be honest, like he had 2,000 yards, 17 touchdowns. Well, let me rephrase that: 2,027 yards with 17 touchdowns, and like he's like the only player that like the last player to do that was Adrian Peterson back in 2012, and like nobody else hasn't like done
AP
that.
won that MVP too.
Yeah, so me personally, I think Derrick Henry should get it, but I'm not. I don't think he's gonna get it. It's between Rodgers and Pat. My prediction is they'll give it to Aaron Rodgers. That's my prediction. So, yeah.
Exactly what I had. I also feel the same way. I think Derrick Henry had a season that was incredible. I think that he should win MVP if Aaron Rodgers did not exist. I think that they're carrying a load a bit similar. I think Derrick Henry has a slightly bit more responsibility because when like he's off, the Titans he had one non-amazing game and they lost to the Ravens. That's the one. He was pretty consistent the whole season, and obviously that's why he has 2,000 yards. He didn't have a good game, and that's why they lost. Lamar did not have a good game. The Ravens still won. That's how important it is. Like Tannehill wasn't on it. He was off. I mean, they have AJ Brown, but in the sense of winning MVP, like the person who I think is going to win is Aaron Rodgers. I said the load they're carrying is a bit similar. Like I said, Henry's might be a bit more extreme, but Rodgers, slightly similar situation. Obviously, Devontae Adams, a different league than anyone that Derrick Henry plays with. Devontae Adams is insane. Probably the main reason why Aaron Rodgers looks so good statistically is because Devontae Adams is there. We'll talk a bit more about Devontae Adams later, but obviously Rodgers has statistically the advantage over Mahomes. I honestly don't think that the Packers are nearly as good as the Chiefs are. No knock on Mahomes. Mahomes is he's a different breed. He will be talked about later today. I personally think Mahomes might be better than Rodgers, but just this season, with what we saw, like the Chiefs have a better team than Aaron. The whole point of MVP is where would this team be without this player? The MVP is the most valuable player. The Chiefs, if you give them like a semi-decent quarterback, I think they probably would still make the playoffs. That team is stacked. It's loaded. If the Packers have a decent QB and not Aaron Rodgers, They're going like 5-11.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams was hurt for 2 games. I don't know if they won those games. I'm going to be honest, but I do know that in those 2 games, Rodgers he he was not like playing particularly terrible in those 2 games. It was the drops. MVS, unique player, does a lot of great plays and then makes a lot of bad plays. It's a very strange, but that's the 3rd best player. No, I guess it's the 4th best player that Rodgers has on his offense. Behind Aaron Jones, who was also great this year. Aaron Jones was great. Tanyan was a nice surprise. But MVS is the fourth best skill position player. Bakatari got hurt. He would probably be the 2nd best player behind Rodgers or Adams. But skill player, that's who he has. The 4th best player that Mahomes has on offense is probably Clyde. That's a pretty big difference. Clyde was playing very good before he got hurt. He slowed down a little bit, but he started off the season hot. And obviously the depth Mahomes has on the receiving core, the reason why their potential is brought out is because of Mahomes. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that they, even if that's true, they're still better at football than everyone that's not named Devontae Adams, who plays wide receiver for the Packers. I think that up until probably the 3rd string receiver, which would be Mecole Hardman or Sammy Watkins, however you look at it, I think that whatever one is the 3rd string is better than MVS. Again, that's like their 5th or 6th best player on offense is better than the Packers' 4th best player. And it's not just any small difference. It's not like that. That's a huge, important thing as a wide receiver is like having good players there. That's kind of the whole point of the game. And I think that Rodgers has done more with less. Simplify my way too long explanation for something that everyone expects to happen. Aaron Rodgers, my MVP. Sorry, Doug, that took up like 10 minutes.
It's cool, but I wanted to add something though. So, but like if you think about it, like he's like the only person he really throw it to.
Yeah, he only throws it to Devontae Adams and like tiny a little bit.
Yeah,
He
like
throws it a tiny little bit. MVS will like break off like an 80-yard touchdown and then drop 3 passes.
yeah, like Devontae. That's why he has so many like receptions and like receiving yards because like he's the only person that get the ball really.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to double check those games. I want to see how Rodgers played when Adams was hurt. If
Yeah,
I might, if Rodgers had good games, I'm gonna stand. But I might have just capped out my head because I might have the games completely confused. Let me look up the games that Adams missed, because
yeah.
I think I'm confused. I don't think I'm confusing them. But if I'm right and he missed the games I thought he did, then then I'm proud of myself. Uh, let's see. So, wow, Adams actually played. So the games in particular were Devontae Adams. Uh, I believe he played. He played. He missed most of the Lions game, and then he did not play again for about a month. I'm going to talk about why that makes him something that we'll talk about later. Though you can give your pick for offensive player of the year while I research.
Man, oh man, offense player, offense player of the year. I mean, if I had to be honest, like I'll give it to Adams though. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was
like
gonna.
all the receptions and receiving yards, like I'll give it to him. And if I'm not mistaken, you can look this up, Austin. He has one drop this season.
Oh, no, I saw that on Instagram. That's true.
He has
That's
one drop this
yeah, one
season.
drop.
One drop. Now, other people might argue and might give this to this guy, but he's the offensive rookie player of the year, Justin Jefferson.
That is also my pick.
Oh, I mean,
for offensive
my
rookie of the year, not
yeah,
offensive player.
yeah. But offense player of the year, you could give it to Adams or you could give it to Derrick Henry. So like, I really think, I really think my prediction they will give it to Henry, but I really personally like Adams should get it. I mean,
So the opposite of your last prediction, you think that Henry is going to get it, even though you think Adams should get it, even though Henry should have won
yeah,
MVP. So to finish what I said, I was right. The games where Devontae Adams didn't play, Rodgers had two good games and then one okay game. I was right, but he threw like 7 touchdowns in the 2 games that Adams didn't play, which I think shows a bit about how good Rodgers is. Backs up my claim for MVP. But talking about Devontae Adams, missing 2.5 games and still having 18 touchdowns, that's over a touchdown a game. That's very that's nuts. That's
very,
nuts. Especially when you're
that's
Devontae
insane.
Adams and you're like one of the only players worthy of touching a football on offense. Uh, like they're going to. I'm assuming that Adams was receiving heavy double teams in the season. The games I watched, he was open because he was ending DB's careers with those nasty routes.
Yeah.
Okuda, we're praying for you, man. As Lions fans, we're hoping to see you recover from Devontae Adams.
Shout out to Jeff Okuda.
Yeah, we hope. Not gonna lie, I didn't hear too much about Okuda after that route, which is good because when he comes back next year and goes insane, we can look at that moment and be like, that's when he decided that he was gonna be the best.
Yeah,
Because that was Devontae Adams has so many clean releases.
he really does. Like,
Beautiful thing to watch. And he's I was split between Henry and Adams, but because of those games that Adams missed, I think that made his play more widely that made it more impressive. Now, shout out to Alvin Kamara and Dalvin Cook. Both of them were
oh
insane.
man,
Alvin
insane.
Kamara had what was it,
6.
touchdowns on Thanksgiving?
It was like 5 or 6.
No, it was 6,
It
I
was
think, and it
6.
was the most touchdowns in like 191 years.
I didn't know football was around that long, but
By a running back or 91 years. It's the most in the modern era.
that's crazy.
6 touchdowns.
And they fined him from them
Yeah, they
with
fined him
like,
for wearing those cleats.
those were some cold cleats.
Wait, was
Like,
it Christmas Day or was it Thanksgiving Day? I think it was
I think
Christmas Day.
it
I think
had
it
to
was,
be because he was wearing the red and green
yeah,
ones.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
Christmas Day. And yeah, Cabrera and Cook are both very good options here. Cook also
yes,
missed a few games, very consistently dominated this whole season. It's just
yes.
unfortunate that, you know, man, it's just so hard. So hard. I'm giving it to Adams because of how important he was to uh to the Packers offense.
Yeah.
Talk about how I do think Rodgers is MVP, but Devontae Adams, like,
I think another person we can give it to is like Kelsey.
oh yeah, Kelsey too. I think he's been the pick for most people.
Yeah,
Without
Kelsey.
week 17, he was gonna win the receiving yards title, but they benched him because he didn't need to play, and Diggs got it. Like Kelsey too. There's so much.
Yeah, offensive is like crazy. Like
All
offense
uh,
player of the year is crazy.
5 great offensive seasons. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch my pick to Derrick Henry instead of Adams. I was debating between the two, but
Yeah,
I
Adams had a crazy year.
yeah. Oh my god, it's so hard because I've been flip flopping. That's the only one of the awards I was not concrete on. I Rogers was concrete. Every other one besides this one, I was debating between Henry and Adams. Kelsey was peeking in too. I'm gonna go Henry because a player who rushes for 2,000 yards, I feel like should not be shut out of an award.
Really shouldn't.
I was just thinking about it. Like I did the math in my head. Like, wait, the last time a player did this, they
I'm
won
looking at
MVP.
another person, but I'm not sure. So, uh, what about Hopkins?
Hopkins was good, but he wasn't
Yeah, he
he
wasn't like,
was he wasn't offensive player of the year. Like he
nah,
didn't play better than these people individually. I don't think.
nah. I'm looking at
He's
his.
he's
He had a
still top
hundred.
tier though. He's still
Yeah,
top.
yeah. He had 115 receptions, 1,407
That's more than
yards,
that is more than Adams.
and then he had 6 touchdowns. That's the only thing. That's probably like
Hold him
did
back.
it. Yeah, because he had the 6 touchdowns.
One of them was that Hail Mary though.
Yeah,
All right.
and the Bills. That was nice.
I'm gonna suck it up and just say Derrick Henry and stop. Oh my god, that's it's an incredibly difficult award.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Henry because the 2,000 yards. I'm contradicting myself from earlier, but I don't care because this is such an incredibly difficult thing to pick.
Now,
Now to an award that we're both very sure about,
yeah,
Offensive Rookie of the Year,
yeah.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. I
Like
mean,
not much to be said. Shout
shout
out
out.
Justin Herbert though.
Yes, shout out to Justin Herbert. I completely forgot about you, bro. Oh my God.
Justin Herbert, big part of why I
I'm gonna
won
have
my
to check.
fantasy league.
Oh man, yo, I'm gonna have to check. Bro, Herbert had a season.
Herbert had the best rookie season for a quarterback ever, and he didn't even start every game. But
Man, and those draft actually, like, y'all draft people don't know nothing. Y'all always talk about, oh, he ain't gonna do good, he ain't gonna do this and that.
I feel like the biggest knock the fans had on Herbert is that they thought he was boring. Like
Yeah,
he doesn't have like a crazy personality, but he's pretty nice at football. He's pretty nice at
yeah,
football. And but his barber's trash. His barber's
yeah.
trash.
I don't know why he did that.
You see that? His barber's
That's yeah.
not it.
But Justin Jefferson, man.
He's
If I'm
nice.
not mistaken, he had the most receiving yards, right?
Ever for a
Since
rookie.
like Randy
I
Moss.
think he passed Randy Moss.
Yeah, he passed Randy Moss. That's insane.
He's nice. He's nice.
He's one of those guys. He's his numbers is going to double a little more.
Double.
Yeah.
That's the most receiving yards in the season all time, Doug.
No,
He doubled.
I think he gonna do even better next season. I feel like.
I'll do Justin Jefferson seems like one of those guys who just eats yards for breakfast. Like
Yeah,
he's just gonna rack them up.
yeah, he gonna get.
He's gonna get he's
I'm
gonna
gonna
get
make a bold prediction. I'm gonna do that later though. I'm gonna do that later. Uh,
so I
defense. I mean,
think this is also pretty easy.
Aaron
Chase.
Donald. I got Aaron Donald.
Defensive rookie of the year.
Defensive rookie of the year. Oh, Chase Young.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Chase
Chase Young,
Young.
highest rated. We just needed to get that out of the way. The
Please,
rookies
like,
this year were just like they were pretty easy to guess who were gonna win the awards. Offensive player of the year is a bit harder, but defense, like Chase Young was like the highest rated
yeah.
defensive player for rookies.
Man,
And
I
he's
wish Okuda would have got it, but it's
Devontae Adams, like he sent him on an anime training arc. He got hurt
yeah,
like not too long after that.
yeah,
But he's gonna be back next year. That's the important thing.
yeah,
But yeah, Chase Young is not a competition.
yeah,
You said defensive player of the year is Aaron Donald.
yeah. That's what I that's what was my guy. But I'm I don't know. If I had it, I want to say Aaron Donald. He did have 13 and a half sacks this year with like 50 something, like 58 tackles, I believe. Um, you could do him, but I would consider his teammate as well, Jalen Ramsey. Also, I think Jalen Ramsey would be a good pick, but by voters and popular, it's somewhat popular votes, but I think Aaron Donald will get it, but Jalen Ramsey had a good season, trash talking all of these receivers and doing his thing. He didn't do his thing in the playoffs though. But we ain't gonna talk about that though. But I'll say Aaron Donald is my pick.
Aaron Donald was my pick as well. I mean, TJ Watt may have led the league in sacks, but Aaron Donald gets like doubled and triple teamed every play.
Yeah,
I don't think he played that good in the playoffs either. But
no,
again, like TJ Watt, I think has a better defensive line around him, and I benefited from how good the Steelers defense were for fantasy football, but
yeah,
like there's too many good players on that Steelers defense,
too
like
many.
front seven. For the
Yeah.
Rams, like Michael Brockers is okay. He's fine, but like
Aaron Donald is like the guy though.
he's like Aaron Donald is like 40 million people cover Aaron Donald
And
at
he
the
still
same
get
time. He
there.
still gets 13 and a half sacks.
It's crazy. I really
And
can't think of nobody else. I mean, I like TJ Watt. Um, I like Jalen Ramsey, but I just
didn't Xavier Howard have 10 picks?
for real.
Xavier Howard, I think, had 10 picks. I
Yeah,
wasn't I wasn't gonna say anything. I think Xavier Howard had 10 interceptions.
yeah. If he had 10 interceptions, I'm gonna change my pick.
Let me look here.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna look at that too.
Well, it just showed me his career interceptions, and now it's showing me postseason interceptions.
Yeah, he had 10 interceptions.
He did. I
Yeah,
was right. Yeah, that's
wow.
uh, yeah, that's
But let's
pretty
be honest though,
pretty eye opening.
he's probably not gonna get it though.
J.C. Jackson had 9. I think he got snubbed from the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I
That's
think Xavier Howard for sure win. But yeah, I think defense player of the year.
it's just Donald.
Donald. I mean,
A
he's my
fun
pick.
fact: tied for fourth in picks was Quandre Diggs. Remember what team traded him away for a 6th-round pick?
Yeah,
We did.
yeah, the Lions, man.
Traded him for a 6th-round pick. Lions, man. We've been making some good hires though.
He is though. He is. I'm really liking Aaron Glenn and kneecaps, breaking kneecaps. I like Dan Campbell
Busting kneecap.
busting kneecaps. Man,
You've been making some
I,
sweet hires.
yeah, I'm liking the staff, man. Like the staff is looking nice. We just need them players to look even better.
Yeah, Jared Goff, comeback player of the year 2021.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's coming back from. He's gonna do it.
yeah.
Speaking of comeback player of the year, just like most of these awards, is pretty unanimous. Alex
Mhm.
Smith
Alex Smith, yeah,
went from almost dying, leg falling off,
yeah.
playing pretty good football when he was out there this year.
Yeah, shout out to Alex Smith. I seen that man leg on, like, I looked it up on the images. That junk was nasty. My whole night was all messed up. Yeah,
Yeah,
was,
man, that's Alex Smith, incredible story.
yeah,
Everyone has heard it a million times, but I'll never get sick of it. Dope
yeah,
dude. Uh,
yeah.
Speaking of players for the Washington football team, shout out to Terry McLaurin. He's
Yeah,
nice. He
very.
was hurt most of the end of the season, playing hurt, but he was great when he was out there.
Yeah, shout out to Gibson too. They running back.
Yeah, Antonio Gibson.
That
Washington
man
football
messed.
team's nice.
That man, yeah, they really is. They just need a name. Like y'all can't be called the football team. I understand like the Redskins was kind of like,
It was probably one of the only ones getting changed that was like, all right, if I like called someone that, I deserve to get beat up.
yeah. But now like, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that's baseball. Huh? I ain't gonna talk
Yeah, we're not
about
gonna
that.
talk about the Indians.
No, we ain't talking about
The
baseball.
logo is racist, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
it
Uh,
was.
let's
Uh,
see. So, coach of the year, I think we might have different picks for this one. Do
yeah,
pick. Who do
I
you?
got Ron Rivera from
Ron
football
Rivera.
team. Yeah,
I mean, if they Ron Rivera's story is very incredible as well. He did a great
yeah,
job with the Washington football team. Obviously, Uh, they did better than anyone thought they would this year.
Yeah.
Um, that he he's probably in my top three. I had him winning it until I like took a step back and looked at the Browns and was like,
Oh yeah, the
they were the
Browns.
Browns and they did like all this. They
Yeah.
were the Browns. Like they were this close if it weren't for some interesting officiating to making it to the AFC championship.
Yeah.
I have Kevin Stefanski. I hold on. I gotta look at his last name. English is hard. Kevin
Yeah.
Stefanski. All right, I was right the first time. He
Yeah.
is my coach of the year because the Cleveland Browns. I mean, the joke is that they're the Browns. Like, what are they gonna do? Well, they went 11-5 and
Yeah.
eliminated the Steelers in the first round of the playoff.
Yeah.
They were nice. Nick Chubb missed a good amount of the season. Didn't really bother him. Baker Mayfield showing people that he was pretty good.
Shout out to Baker, man.
Baker did a
Nobody,
good job. He did a good job.
nobody didn't really believe in him.
Mm-mm.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't either. When he got picked up, I was like, what are they doing? But hey, man, you're doing a good job, man.
I'm one of the people who don't think Odell is the problem. I think that
Mm.
if he was there, they wouldn't be worse. I'm not gonna say they would have won the Super Bowl if he was there, but I don't think they would have done worse.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that especially with the injuries they had, losing Odell, losing Chubb, obviously having Kareem Hunt as your
Yeah.
backup is pretty. Wasn't even their backup. They split carries.
Yeah,
But
they did.
it was nice. And Baker Mayfield's receiving core was like gone.
Yeah, like
They they remember when they all got put in the COVID list in week 16.
yes.
But
A
there was a few
little a
like
little
there's
story time of fantasy. I kind of traded, with this man that I'm on Zoom with Odell. Traded with Austin, and this man Odell torn his ACL, man.
I had Odell in my league that I get money for winning, and when he got hurt, I got sad. But in the other league I was in, it was with his with Doug's
Yeah,
family and friends. It was my
yeah.
first year in the league. Before the first game, we trade. I think I was giving him Zach Moss
Shout
and
out to Zach Moss, man.
Zach Moss actually won one of the reasons why I won my fantasy championship in my other league.
Yeah, shout out to Zach
Zach
Moss.
Moss is straight. I traded him Zach Moss, Cam Akers, and Odell for Julio Jones, Michael Gallup, and Sony Michelle. I
Shout
was
out
like,
to Cam Akers, man. Like,
he, I, like he blew up as soon as as after I dropped him. After you dropped him, I picked him up and then dropped him again, and then he just went insane.
right.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a comeback. I'm
Yeah,
gonna have a
I don't
comeback
think
year
Doug
though.
wants to talk about this past fantasy season too much.
It was horrible.
You had all
Horrible.
the good waiver wire pickups. What happened? And then I choked. I sold the bag in the Super Bowl
Yeah, man.
in that league.
We
It
know
was.
if you would have
I
won,
actually.
you would have got like a big like Super Bowl, like a real like it's not real, but like
I got one back there.
oh
I got I got one from my other league back there. They got my
yeah.
name on it. It would have been nice, although I don't think it would fit right there.
Now this what I got in my dad work league though.
You got a
Got me
championship
a
bill.
fantasy. I'm gonna just wear it like this.
What does that say? Oh, this is fantasy champion. I see that.
Yep.
Yeah, you go.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm glad I won that league. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why in the world they gave me Pat Mahomes, Derrick Henry, and Devontae, but that was my team right there.
Uh,
Um,
I
But
also should have had another win in that league, but I forgot to take Julio out. So I lost the game by point 0.2 points, and Julio was inactive and in my starting lineup. I was very sad.
yeah, I had a tough year. But,
I'm not going to say Doug's record out of respect for him.
man, I was like 2-14, man. And I had Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. Now,
I
don't
feel
get
like
me wrong. Them last 4 games, if I had a decent team, I probably could have made it at least like to semifinals, at least. But it was bad though.
well, we're going through the awards and through the fantasy season. Uh, let's talk about some players that personally surprised us. We're not going to do a complete all surprise team like we did for basketball because there are a million positions in football, and going through every single one of them would take until our next podcast next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna I have a few in mind. This is just more of an off the top one. Uh, I'm gonna start with a man that I appreciate a lot. His man. His name is James Robinson. James Robinson. Oh my God.
Mm.
Jaguars undrafted
Jaguars.
rookie. Let me tell you a story. In the league I won, I didn't deserve to win because I drafted Le'Veon Bell over Jonathan Taylor, uh, and Odell over Calvin Ridley, but I won. Uh,
Mm.
I Miles Sanders was hurt, and I had Le'Veon Bell. I was like, all right, I'm it's week one. I already feel like my season's over, and let me just pick up this Jaguars running back. He's projected like 9 points. He gets 9 points. I'm like, all right, he's fine. Le'Veon is not it on the Jets. Let me start him next week.
Mm.
He gets like 26. I start him every single game he's active the rest of the year. He got under 10 points like once.
Mm.
James Robinson, watching him play too, he's nice. It's not just that. James Robinson is pretty good. If he like the Jaguars, like they got like some football players on their team
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence, #1 pick.
on the way.
You know,
And they get some more pieces. DJ Chark is pretty straight. He's pretty
yeah.
good.
I like DJ Chark.
Their offense could be pretty good. I can
Mm-hmm.
see them being like what we thought the Bengals were going to be this year before Burrow got hurt. Like an
Shout out to
exciting offensive
shout
team.
out to the black Josh Allen. That's on the opposite side
Defense.
on defense. He's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Miles Jack, you know.
Shout out to the Lamar Jackson that plays on the Jets.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. You know,
Right. That's crazy, bro. Like that's just I don't even know what to say about that.
another player I like is T. Higgins.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
clutched up at the fantasy Super Bowl for me. Watching him play, he was far and beyond the best receiver on the Bengals. Sorry,
Yeah.
AJ Green. But yeah, he's great. Burrow's got at least one very capable. No, two. Tyler Boyd's good too. Tyler Boyd's pretty good, but I'd take T Higgins. Um, and Burrow's got some pieces next year when he comes back.
Yeah.
We have again. We don't pray on people's downfall here. We think Joe Burrow's going to come back even better. Isn't that
Gonna
right,
be
Doug?
yeah. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was kind of disappointed when he got hurt because I'm a big fan of Burrow. I couldn't stand him in the championship against Clemson because Clemson is my team, man. But he he was messing us up. But Burrow, I hope you have a strong recovery, healthy recovery, and yeah,
Yep, that's what's up. So, uh, speaking of Burrow, it's amazing that he got hurt when he did, and he wasn't hurt earlier. The Bengals' offensive line was just leaving him out to dry. It felt
yeah,
like he was getting the Stafford treatment that Stafford used to get. Kind of still got. The Lions' O line did get better. Uh, Burrow was getting hit a lot,
a
and
lot.
the fact that he wasn't like concussed and unable to move after Chase Young assaulted him at the goal line. Did you see that hit? Burrow was
Uh,
trying to run for a touchdown, and Chase Young like
did he
just
like
he like
try to
shot.
jump over him though?
I don't think he tried to jump. I think Chase Young kind of just Sean Taylored him, and
Mm.
Burrow like just he fumbled. It was a very
Oh
hard
man,
hit. Burrow got right up. He was fine. I was
That
very
had
impressed.
that had to wake him up, man.
He was like, "Damn, this is the second pick in the draft. He went right after me.
Yeah,
He, what's
that's
up?"
true.
So, uh, we talked about the Bradley Beal situation last Wednesday, and in that conversation, we mentioned someone going through something a bit similar. However, he has a bit different feelings than Bradley Beal. Deshaun Watson, he wants
Yeah,
to get traded, but the Texans aren't letting him go. And just like with Bradley Beal, we pray for Deshaun Watson.
yeah.
He's not in a good situation right now.
If I'm not mistaken, you know, that's another guy that could win MVP because he had a good year.
He led the league in passing yards, just like the Texans just didn't win games. It wasn't Deshaun Watson's fault by
Yeah,
any stretch of the any means, but it's pretty simple. I don't. They're not going to give MVP to a team that didn't make on a player that team that didn't make the playoffs. However, if the Texans win a few more of those close games where Deshaun Watson went off, I could see him in the conversation if they went like 8-8, 9-7, because he truly was the only good player on the team or on the offensive end the entire season. Cooks was pretty good, I guess. I can't disrespect Brandon Cooks. Will Fuller was on the juice, but when he was playing, he was good,
yeah.
I guess. But like that, there was just poor. Everything was bad for the Texans. They just no, it wasn't good there.
Another person I want to shout out to is hopefully he lead that team as well.
JJ
JJ
Watt,
Watt,
yeah,
please, man. Your
Houston
career,
Texans.
your career has been ruined. And people talk about the Lions, their career's dying. That you wasted that man like whole career. They had a team. I mean, you got to remember that. Remember when they had Clowney, they had Watt, they had
2
Hopkins, they
years
had
ago, they had everybody, and even last year, they were pretty close. They were
yeah.
one not blown 24-point lead in a quarter away from making the Super Bowl.
I don't know how they did that.
Or not the Super Bowl, AFC Conference Championship, because the Chiefs played the Titans after that. But, you know, it just
Man,
didn't happen. And then they traded for David Johnson.
man, shout out to that Titans team because they was 9-7, just rolling on people.
Yeah, last year, the Titans. Ryan Tannehill bringing back his career. I never thought Tannehill should have been a bench QB. I thought he was always like a decent starting QB. Obviously, he didn't play that good in the playoffs this year, but I think he had a pretty good season. Other than that, I
But
think he's like
speaking of
manageable.
Tannehill, there's some trades I'm thinking about right now, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if they're gonna be able to do it, but if Watson somehow can go to the Titans, imagine they're gonna have to give up a lot though. I know they're gonna have to get rid of Tannehill, some picks, but they should probably think about that.
I like Watson to the Broncos. That's the thing I've been seeing a lot. I want those receivers to
Yeah,
have a good quarterback. Jerry Judy is nice. He gets open.
yeah,
Obviously, I think he's had some drops, but like if you drop 4 passes with Deshaun Watson as your quarterback, like you're still gonna get a very large amount of good opportunities.
yeah.
If you get open and you catch as many passes, like let's say Jerry Judy, the season I expect him to have next year is a breakout season. Let's say he gets about 60 catches, 1,000 yards. Even though he's more of a short range threat, I think, with his route running. Say he gets that with Deshaun Watson, and he drops like 5 passes, which is, you know, not which isn't hor. Is it bad? I don't know.
Uh, I
Not
mean,
as bad as Deontay Johnson. Deontay
well,
Johnson, I think, dropped 11 passes, but he's
mm,
still good though. I'm not throwing shade.
yeah.
That was just the first name that popped up.
I think I really like that pick for the Broncos because they have a really like they just need one guy and that's their quarterback. Another team I'm thinking
mm,
I've been hearing some things about what's going on with you.
I just saw. So through 14 weeks, Deontay Johnson had 12 drops.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's
say
unacceptable, bro.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
It was
Another
that bad.
team they could trade for Watson is the 49ers. I think I think that's a good team. You do have my man Debo. Not that Debo, not for Friday. But they got Debo. They got Kittle. You know. I
Ayuk
think
looks pretty good.
yeah, I like the um
But the big thing with the 49ers is the running game. Deshaun Watson's never really had like an insane running game behind him. I
yeah.
can't, to be honest, I like who did he have? He's had like Lamar Miller, like I,
David Johnson this year.
David Johnson had a pretty mediocre season, except for week 16, where
Yeah.
here and the week
Right.
before, the last 2 weeks of the season, David Johnson just he let everyone know that he was nice once upon a time.
Yeah.
He had like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
If I'm not mistaken, like he was at least like top 5 last year of
No,
running. Like, was it
was it?
running backs like for fantasy though? For
Oh,
fantasy,
was
yeah.
it? No, it wasn't.
Or was it 2 years ago?
It was 3 years ago. Because 2 years ago he missed most of the season when he like
Oh
his
yeah,
elbow died. The Lions like this is had surgery on his elbow after a game against the Lions, and then last year was the year he got replaced by Kenyon Drake and Chase Edmonds.
yeah. Kenyon Drake was a beast this year.
He had a few nice games.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I think Broncos is a nice team. I'm liking the 49ers. Another team is the Colts. The team that they tried to get Stafford but couldn't. But you know,
Apparently, I heard something about Andrew Luck considering unretiring.
mm,
That happens. I don't like that's the best O line they've ever had. Maybe Andrew Luck won't end up like Matthew Stafford.
yeah, he had to retire because of that.
Yeah, they were.
Now they got themselves a line, so that should be good.
The owner, I think, he said we have to get to business on reality. He squashed. All right, yeah, it's not gonna happen.
He's not.
No, the owner said it's not gonna happen.
So they're not. The coach is not gonna pick him up.
No, he's not coming back unless he's
Um,
pulling a Gronk and just doesn't want to play for the Colts for some reason. Did
I
you hear
mean,
about what Gronk did to the Lions?
yeah, he got traded to the Lions. Said, "Oh, I'm gonna just retire," and then next, the trade
That
never went through.
that is a big brain move.
Right?
That was a
I
big.
thought he was dumb for a minute. I thought he was dumb, but he did the smartest thing in NFL history.
Yeah, then he got traded to the Buccaneers, and now he's in the Super Bowl again.
Yeah,
Gronk's funny.
yeah. I like.
Fake those conditioning tests.
Man,
He did all of them in one day.
that's just. I don't know, man. But I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna go on to the hometown team, the Lions. How you feel about that trade? Like,
I think the Lions. That was the one of the better deals. Was 2 firsts and golf.
yeah,
I mean, I was slightly worried that we wouldn't get one and we'd have to trade for like a few seconds. I honestly wasn't sure what we were going to get for Stafford.
yeah,
Obviously, we're going to be asking for first. I didn't know how the league viewed him. I know that he's widely accepted to be pretty underrated, which is weird because when people accept that you're underrated, you're almost no longer underrated. But Stafford's nice. It's the important thing. He's finally getting an opportunity with the best team he's had in about 7, 8 years. Interesting to see how good he does. Best friend Clayton Kershaw is in LA. Good for him. Uh, I think that the Lions did a great job. They've done a great job ever since the season ended on giving us that false hope that we have every year. This is the most false hope I've had for the Lions in a very long time, probably since when was the last year that we had Reggie Bush? Well, since the
uh,
last year we had Reggie Bush. That's the This is the last time I had so much. No, it was. It was the year we lost to the Seahawks in the playoffs. That was the last time I had hope.
Yeah, I'm like,
Uh,
man, we doing our thing, but
yeah, we were straight that year. Matthew Stafford was playing in a playoff game with 2 broken fingers.
man, shout out
Let's
to
try,
Stafford.
let's think of all the injuries that Matthew Stafford's had played.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
dislocated shoulder and
shoulder,
went back out to throw the game-winning touchdown and
broken fingers. A couple
broken
years
back.
ago, he was playing in games with a broken back. This year, he was playing in games. He had like a broken thumb, a sprained ankle,
I
hurt
just
his
feel
ribs.
bad for him because like it's like we wasted his like years, man.
People always knock out Stafford. Like I don't even think he's been healthy for more than a few games, and he always tries to play through it. It's not his fault.
Yeah,
He's just always hurt because we can't take care of
yeah.
him. He has these great stats. He was like, you got to win in the playoffs first. Like, first things first, football's a team game. The one time Stafford had a good team around him, they lost to the eventual Super Bowl champions, which was the New Orleans Saints in 2011. That's the best team that Stafford's ever had around him. He had an amazing year. He threw for like 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. I don't think he even made the Pro Bowl because the NFL's weird.
Very.
But those years with Calvin Stafford's numbers were insane.
All he had to do was throw it up. You know, Calvin Johnson, 6'5",
And just go catching.
just three people on him, just catching it,
How
man.
about another off the top topic since we're not going to talk about football in a while? We have some stuff we can get through. 5 greatest wide receivers of all time. Off the top of the head. This is a very hard. I like.
Now, I gotta go with the GOAT, Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss. Mm, dang, man. To be honest, I don't think it's right for me to be. I can't be biased. I was gonna put Calvin Johnson in there, but I'm
Oh,
not even gonna.
Calvin deserves to be in there. What?
All right then, yeah. All right,
Calvin has the record for most
I'll
receiving
put
yards in a season. I think
I'll
that's
put Calvin in there.
qualifying enough.
Number five. I
He's a
mean,
greatness.
number five. To be honest, I can't really think of nobody. I mean, I'm thinking about like the back in the St. Louis days with Kurt Warner. He had some
Isaac
receivers.
Bruce, Torrey Holt.
Yeah, Isaac Bruce was good. Torrey Holt was good.
They're nice
Hey,
and Madden.
yeah, yeah, nice and Madden.
They're real nice and Madden.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know them.
I felt
Nice,
that.
yeah, man. But I asked you a question earlier, and I was like, if Pat Mahomes wins this Super Bowl, so he goes back to back, can we consider him being a GOAT conversation?
Well, hmm, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Yes and no. That's a yes and no question because Mahomes, that would put him like he's right on that path. If Mahomes, I don't think he'd be technically the GOAT. Obviously, 6 rings, bajillion MVPs. Brady, obviously, like even if he loses, I'd still give Brady the edge. But I think that Mahomes is the most likely person we'll ever see for a long time that could match that legacy. Unless Aaron Rodgers just wins 5 rings in a row before he retires. I don't like as an avid Aaron Rodgers fan, not respects his talent, and like he's the only person, at least in the current NFL, that had a chance. But he
Yeah,
hasn't. He hasn't like been able to match it. Brady's been probably the universal GOAT for like 3 years.
yeah. And I would like to get a shout out to another team that just kept losing and losing. Shout out to the Saints. Y'all had opportunities after opportunities. Y'all just couldn't. Let's just call it BS. Like that Vikings game was BS. I'm only gonna
Saints
say that.
do get done dirty. They have been done a little dirty
Yeah,
by
but
luck.
I'm gonna just say that. But I'm gonna
The
let you
Saints
go.
game, the Saints game, the Rams game, and the
Yeah,
Michael Thomas playing through a bajillion injuries. But
yeah,
uh, yeah, I think that Mahomes. This is going to be a very, very hot take. If he wins the Super Bowl, he's a top 5 quarterback of all time.
mm,
If he beats the resume, you can never take resume by age like that. You can't just be. You can never use because even if the resume is good for their age, you have that doesn't matter. Like it's all
yeah,
time. But if all time, if Patrick Mahomes were to retire out of this Super Bowl, the seasons he's had, he's in the running for another MVP. He probably won't win it, but like an
nah,
MVP, 2 rings, like that's a way better resume than a lot of people. I think he would at least be in the conversation for top 5.
yeah,
I think, if not already there. Off the top of my head, he wouldn't have surpassed Peyton Manning, uh, Joe Montana, or Brady, obviously. But you can start throwing in like names where you think he could make a bit of an argument to surpass with that resume alone. Obviously, with his skill set, he's an anomaly that you don't see. He's literally the do it all quarterback.
yeah,
Uh, and he like I think you can make the argument for him being in top 5. I don't think he'll be the GOAT just yet. Give him another like after if he were to win this ring, I think he'd still need like one MVP and 2 or 3 more rings at least in order to be like able to say he's better than Brady. Because as the individual quarterback, I would the argument between who's best between prime Brady and Mahomes is way closer than the GOAT conversation is if you go by individual talent. Because individual talent, Brady is a bit more comparable to other people. His resume is just so far ahead of everyone else.
yeah,
But his like in terms of actual talent, like Mahomes can pass. He's very efficient passer. What Brady has, but he's got legs. Mahomes can run.
yeah, and
Brady could not really run. It's an all
yeah,
around skill set. It's very necessary for today. And I think in terms of individual talent, you could definitely make the argument that Mahomes is the best quarterback of all time in terms of talent and like build, not build. What kind of build? But like skill set wise, it's kind of like a similar argument you would make for in the NBA and use this Hakeem Olajuwon versus Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think that's a good argument to start with here. In terms of skill set, personally, I want Hakeem because he's the most all-around big of all time, in my opinion.
yeah.
He had
I
a
would
he had
say
a
the
bit of a
same
shot.
thing.
He had a bit of a shot. Probably the best paint defender of all time. He could guard the perimeter for a center of his time, and even in general today, I think he'd be one of the better perimeter defenders for bigs. And obviously, he can score the basketball. Like there's nothing he couldn't do. And I feel that the same way. Mahomes, obviously, football's a bit different. Mahomes isn't going to go out there and play safety, take Tyrann Matthews' spot. But in terms of what all around means in football as an offensive player, there are no faults in Mahomes' game. And I think that that is the argument you can make of skill set. In terms of resume, GOAT, not yet. But in terms of skill set, uh, even if this is the best we're going to see from Mahomes, which I don't think it is, I think Mahomes might have like one of those Drew Brees runs where he just continuously like goes for 5,000 yards, possibly even gets better.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, that's my opinion. Skill set, is a very good argument to have. I might take him over Brady in terms of skill set. Resume, no. Resume, no. Brady's still.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree with you. Well, I'm gonna say this though. If Will we say the same thing if Josh Allen was in the same conversation though? Like, if we just took Josh Allen and we just gave all of Pat Mahomes' accolades to Josh Allen, will we give him the same? Yeah. So it's like
No.
I I feel like the I feel like well he's not overhyped. I'm not saying that. I mean Pat Mahomes is good, but I'm just saying like we have other young quarterbacks in this league that can do the same thing he do. I mean, if we look at, I mean, I look at Lamar Jackson. Like Lamar had, 2,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards 2 years in a row. But the thing was, can you win a playoff game? And he won one, but he, lost. But I'm just saying, like, if Lamar or Josh Allen or any quarterback had two Super Bowls, would they be in the conversation? But I don't. And I know Pat Mahomes' greatness, but I just don't. It's just not yet, not yet, because Tom Brady is the goat.
Let me look. I want to look at Mahomes because my argument for Mahomes is there's a specific stat I want to bring up. It's touchdown to interception ratio, which is like I think it's pretty amazing. It's comparable to Aaron Rodgers, that's one of the things people bring up when they argue how good Aaron Rodgers is touchdown interception ratio.
Yeah,
Mahomes, like that's I think his efficiency uh is what makes him like have that edge over other quarterbacks. If they were to have the same resume, well, first things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. First things first, um, I think that Josh Allen is definitely not as accurate as Mahomes. He has his woes sometimes.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, obviously he probably can jump higher. We've seen Josh Allen hurdle somebody,
yeah,
but like they both have a similar skill set in terms of like throw strength, but Mahomes is more accurate. And uh, excuse me. And then with Lamar, again, Mahomes is a bit more accurate, a bit more of a pocket passer. I am an avid Lamar fan. I've been so ever since I watched him almost beat the Chargers in the playoffs 2, 3 years ago. Uh, I was very sad when he lost that game. Uh, I, I I think that Mahomes is just a straight up better quarterback than Lamar Jackson is outside of running the football. Though Lamar has made amazing strides in his passing game, it's just plain and simple. He can't do what Mahomes does throwing the
yeah,
football yet. Uh, but shout out to Lamar. He works pretty hard. Lamar is an incredible hard worker. He's already made incredible strides to the game. I don't think he's gonna reach the all time levels that Mahomes is at, but I think he can get to like where Deshaun Watson is.
yeah.
That's I think a good ceiling with his rushing stats. I think
He,
that like he could probably put up 1,000 yards and 4,000 yards passing. 4,000. I think that's what we can expect from the very best we will ever see from Lamar. I think is a season like that.
yeah, I just see. I'm gonna just change the subject for a little bit. I don't really see like Lamar. Like I see him being like a stat guy kind of quarterback. Like he's gonna give you 3,000 for two or 4,000 passing yards. At the most, he might give you 1,000 yards for rushing. But it's like I just don't see him winning a Super Bowl though. Like I don't see it as of right now. And it's like uh, I don't know. It's just he just reminds me of Michael Vick so much. It's like I see him like more. I know a lot of people talk about this, but I see him more of like running QB first, like running QB first and second of a thrower. Now, if he can change that, if he can be like a throwing quarterback first and then running, then I might change like my opinion about him. But I just don't see him winning. Not right now.
I do think that the Ravens built their team around the fact that Lamar Jackson is a running threat. They built their offense around it. And I think that to support Lamar into developing into a better player, they should, at the very least, try and support his adaptation into a pocket passer a bit more. I think there should be more plays where Lamar will like have to throw the ball. It shouldn't be like Lamar. The play shouldn't depend on if Lamar can scramble. That's like the
Yeah,
play should not be that dependent on it. Like I think they need to try and put him in a better position to succeed as a pocket passer if they want him to develop into the best possible version of himself. Like playing to his strength is amazing, but the limit to where playing to one's strength goes is the problem here. Like it's a similar situation to what has been happening with James Harden. You played to his strengths, but they weren't winning. They played to his strengths. He played to his best. Rockets weren't winning.
yeah,
They did the very best they could. I think that Lamar, I feel like he would be open to adapting his game to a different style of offense. And I think that that would be the make or break of his career is if the Ravens can change their offense at least to suit a different style of play that would benefit them for the future.
yeah. Because there's nothing wrong with him running the ball. I mean,
There
I
is
don't. There's nothing wrong with him, running the ball, getting 1,000 rushing yards, and 2 or 3,000 passing yards. But I'd rather see him throw it a little more than like run it. Like, I mean, it's nice sometimes to see a read option from him, and he get his yards. But I'd rather see him throw it. You know, that's just me. But I'm gonna go back to the Mahomes and Brady. Um, Tom Brady, like he really the goat. I mean, 6th round, like he was the 6th round.
Tom Brady's career story. I've never heard it before.
Yeah, like I mean, if nobody heard it before, it's sad. You obviously don't watch this. You obviously don't watch anything of sports.
Everyone knows, and uh,
It's
it,
just, man,
very interesting. I think a very underrated aspect of Tom Brady, similar to that of LeBron, his physical change and how his head like decreased in size is something amazing to me. Uh,
yeah,
if you notice, he lost. I don't know if he lost weight. It did not look like he lost weight. It looked like his jawline, and it just changed. Have you seen a picture of young Tom Brady?
yeah. He,
Very
he looked
strange.
fat.
Yeah, he looked very weird, say the
Yeah,
least. Not to say that Tom Brady would care what a 16-year-old thinks about how he looked 15 years ago, but
yeah,
like I'm just saying, like that's very impressive how he managed to do that. That's almost impressive as 6 rings, and like
yeah.
how many MVPs for? How many MVPs does Tom Brady have? Let's look. Let's trust Google again.
Man, I'm trusting you with 4.
All right, Google did not give me an answer. That's nice. 3 MVPs. I was wrong.
Oh, yeah, I
But
mean,
he has 4 Super Bowl MVPs. That's what I was thinking of.
yeah. But if I had to make my prediction, Pat, Pat is going back to back. To
Mm-hmm.
me, he's going back to that. I mean, if the Buccaneers D line can do what they did last, like, wait. They went against,
They beat the
man,
Packers.
yeah, they beat the Packers. If they D line can be like that again, I mean, they might have a shot, but I feel like, I think it's wrong for me to doubt Tom Brady of all the things he did. I mean, the Falcons game.
We just go through this every year. We doubt Tom Brady.
We doubt Tom Brady every year. Like the Falcons year. I'm like, oh my goodness, they're going to win it all. Matt Ryan on his first.
Like
Julio's
first half, they're busting them, and then no,
28-3. Me and my brother went to sleep. I'm like, I'm not going to win. The next day I wake up.
they, oh
It was like 44-28. I'm like, what happened?
no, it wasn't 44-28. They won in
What's
overtime, game-winning touchdown in overtime.
Or maybe I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about a different game.
Uh,
I was probably thinking about that Eagles game, to be honest with you. And I don't even think that was 44 though.
Brady versus Falcons.
Was it like 34-28?
Yeah, 34-28. Yep.
So you came like it's like every
31.
time you doubt Tom Brady, he just gets it done. So I'ma still doubt him. I'ma still doubt you, Tom. Well, I'm gonna just call you Mr. Brady because I can't call you Tom. We don't know each other like that. But Mr. Brady, I'm gonna doubt you. You know, I don't understand why you like kiss your son on the lips. You gotta say pause on that. I seen like some videos of that. Like, bro, you gotta like stop doing that, bro.
Calm down with that. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
calm down with that. But Tom, I can't. I gotta go with Pat Mahomes. I gotta go with Pat. He's going back to back for sure.
It was a very difficult choice for me. The Chiefs O line is slowly like evaporating because of COVID and injuries. I think
Yeah,
Mahomes is like again with his ability to run out of the pocket, he has that edge over other people with terrible O lines. He has the ability to make throws that, not that many people can make. And I think that is like even with a terrible O line, there's still Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill on the field. Like
yeah,
Miko Hardman's got burners too. Sammy Watkins embarrassed Richard Sherman in the Super Bowl last year. Like they have just random people who will just show up every week
yeah,
and ball just randomly. And Mahomes is a pretty decent reason why like you like there's so many weapons on this team. Mahomes will find them.
yeah. He will. He'll find a way.
He'll find a way.
Yep.
Uh, and my prediction was uh 38-27. That might be a little too mean to the Buccaneers, but also to be fair, when I played against Tyreek Hill in fantasy, he had 52 points, 52,
Yeah.
53 points,
Yeah.
and they
7
were
targets,
203 yards in the first quarter, 44 fantasy points, and he was playing the Buccaneers.
and that score was 34-28, right?
Uh, Google again. The sponsor of this podcast is Google.
It's Google.
Sponsor,
No, wait. We can't say y'all. Make sure y'all like. We'll talk though. We'll talk Google. Not really. We're not. We don't even get paid for this. So
so, um, let's see. So the score of the game was 27-24. Tyreek Hill had like 4 touchdowns and 200 million yards, maybe 3 touchdowns. I don't know. However many touchdowns. Now, 2 of them were on Carlton Davis, who proceeded to just evolve and not stop Devontae. I think he might have actually he might have done like he might have been on Devontae Adams a lot, and Devontae did not like obliterate him. He Carlton Davis like he shout out to him. That's a comeback.
yeah,
Giving up like 150 yards when he was on Tyreek. Like that's a pretty good comeback, I'd say.
it's like part of me want to say like I don't want to say it's gonna be a blowout because Tom Brady is Tom Brady, but part of me is like I don't think the game is gonna be that close. But I'm not. See, here I go. I'm doubting Tom again. I gotta stop. I
I don't
have to
know.
stop. But I just overall to me, like the Chiefs is just better though. I mean, yeah, they got some people on the Bucks team.
And like that team,
That team is nice.
that team is disgusting. But yeah,
It might be a game though for offense.
offense, I am expecting a shootout. Both defenses are good, but both offenses are like historically great.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
one of them has like three top, arguably top 10 receivers, but no, probably top 15. No one's gonna acknowledge how good AB was this year when his limited games played. But uh, I know that like Godwin, Evans, I still think AB is very good. That
Yeah.
offense is historically great. Fournette has been good.
Yeah.
I I think
Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones. I don't know if he's playing. He might. Did he come back? He got hurt. Is he
Uh,
back? I don't know.
we don't
I
know.
do know that like that team is historically great. On defenses too is not historically great, but it's really great. Shaquille Barrett, Devin White,
Mhm.
nuts. If the
Former
Bucks,
Lions, Sue.
Sue's
Sue.
straight, like they got people, man. And
Yeah, they do.
the Chiefs obviously have two guys who are like top five in receiving. One of them is a tight end who broke the record for receiving yards for the second time. Kelsey actually broke it a few years ago, or yeah, like a year or two ago, and then Kittle broke it like the same day.
If I'm not mistaken, this had to be like Kelsey's like fourth year in a row getting 1,000 yards.
He's insane. He might be good in
Yeah.
the GOAT conversation for tight end soon.
Yeah.
Like Gronk is obviously known for his touchdowns, uh, and he can eat up a good amount of yards. Kelsey is
Oh,
just as insane, I think.
this
Like
is his fifth year for 1,000 yards.
I think he's very close to that 2011 Gronk who had like 20 touchdowns. I think he's pretty close to
Yeah.
like prime Gronk. I like they're very different players. Very
Yeah.
different players. But uh I mean Travis Kelsey, there is not too many people like him. Shout out Kittle. He's
Yeah. Shout out Kittle.
Kittle's nice too. Kittle is a bit
Very.
different as well. Kittle's like all three of these players, these great tight ends are different.
And they
But
like different in different ways too. Like
yeah.
Kittle is like
Kittle's an all around like good tight end.
yeah,
He's a very good blocking tight end. He's gonna eat up receiving yards and he can get some touchdowns. But I think Kelsey is just got a bit of an edge on him.
yeah.
Like
Kelsey is like a vertical threat. He's
like
not
he
really a blocker, but he can run some
yards,
routes though.
he can run routes, yards, touchdowns. Like he's an offensive threat. Like
Yeah.
he is like he's a guaranteed 70 yards and a touchdown. I feel like that's like a very like guarantee. Not even this year. He was probably not projected. He was probably averaging like 80 yards, 80, 90 yards a game
Now
at
Gronk,
least.
he's just you could just throw it to him. He gonna
Prime
brush
Gronk is
people
just
off.
he's just gonna
Like
catch the
prime.
ball, stiff arm, like catch over him, all
Yeah.
different. But
Prime Gronk was different.
it's a very hard choice.
Man.
All different breeds. Tyreek Hill, obviously, there's nothing like him on this planet. He's just
Yeah.
weird running
Speedster.
form or not. He's faster than everything.
Yeah.
He's faster than everything.
You
He
know
can.
another good person will be good for that wide receiver group. And I was thinking, like, why not get the fastest person in the NFL? I mean,
John
everybody
Ross.
say, yeah, John Ross. Like, I think that would be a good pickup for them.
Like, it's a very low risk. Like the Bengals have given up on him. I mean, just get him.
Just get him.
Like
If he's
he's
in the free agency, get him.
probably going to be pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals might they either waived him or are trying to trade him, and and even though he's had injury problems, I mean, like what is there to lose? You're the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like you just try it. You just
I
get a bunch
mean,
of fast people.
you got rid of Hunt, and look where y'all did.
Like y'all ended up drafting Clyde, and y'all fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's-
Oh my God, the Chiefs, like they just don't miss with these draft picks. They
yeah,
don't miss.
they don't. They're
Don't
not gonna
miss.
miss this year either. It's gonna be that one guy.
They're gonna draft. They're probably gonna do something crazy. They're gonna like. I'm about to
You
say they're
know,
gonna draft Devonta Smith, but he's not gonna
yeah,
be available. But he's gonna. They're gonna like draft
they're gonna
like.
mess around and trade up for him. Now, if they trade up for him, I'm turning off the draft instantly. Like we're gonna have to start the podcast right after.
No, man. I think that the Chiefs like. I just had a thought that they could have had DK Metcalf. I don't know who they drafted in the first round of that draft, but they could have drafted. What year is this?
This
Was this?
was
This was
20,
2 years ago. This was 2018.
yeah, 2018.
Wait, no, this is 2019. 2019 draft. 2019 draft because
Oh,
DK was a rookie in 2019. This is his second year in the league. So DK, this is just random BS, by the way. We're not saying that the Chiefs should have drafted him, but I think it would just be like an insane thought to have
very,
like
very
DK
insane.
is just a physical beast. I don't know why it's so hard for me to type what I'm thinking. I'm just typing a bunch of random stuff.
It's
So
just,
picks.
it's crazy, man. Like the Chiefs, like, and this is crazy because they traded up to get Pat Mahomes.
Oh, so they drafted uh Frank Clark.
Man, I think this podcast might be like 2 hours, bro.
No, we started late. This is like I don't
What time did we start? Like,
I don't like 4:15 probably. We didn't start. We didn't start on time because Zoom was being a pain again.
yeah,
Can't wait until we're doing this in person. We'll have better equipment.
very.
It would just be nice.
No shout out for Zoom.
No shout out for Zoom. Like,
Should get a sponsor for this, man.
so oh wow, it just showed me every draft pick they've had in the last like a million years. Oh, they didn't have a first.
Did they have a second?
I don't know. They didn't have a first for 2 years. The last time they had a first was Mahomes. They picked him 10th, and then they didn't have a first for 19. Let me take a look. Oh, I just hit 18. So good at this. So good at this newfangled technology. Okay, so oh nice. It's just not gonna give me. All right, we're gonna scroll all the way down to
Wow. Look at all these teams I could have got them. Sucks.
where's DK Metcalf? Oh, AJ Brown was the 51st pick too.
Man. You know the crazy
And
thing
you know who
is?
you know who we picked? We picked Jelani Tavai.
Well, I don't see that. Oh, I see it.
So
Wow. 30. I
okay,
mean,
the Lions. The Chiefs picked Mecole Hardman
oh, that wasn't
instead of
bad.
DK. It wasn't a bad
Oh,
pick, but it was over DK.
yeah. At the end, they realized,
Like, let's
they
see.
effed up.
Though they didn't pick JJ Arcega Whiteside. That's a dub.
Now, now imagine. Oh, look at this.
Two
So,
picks before was Miles Sanders.
wow.
Like, imagine if he failed to the Chiefs.
Imagine
Like,
if the Seahawks would have, instead of Marquise Blair, they would have got AJ Brown. And then they probably would have picked up DK.
that wide receiver core would be unfair. Let's see.
Very.
Any other people that are oh my god. They also picked him over McLaurin too. Imagine McLaurin was
It's a lot of
nice.
what ifs, man.
So
It's a
many what
lot.
if. Impossible to cover them all. And
Yeah.
let's see. What other people would be nice for the Chiefs offense? I think if the Chiefs had like a just like a big target to throw to, that was like not a obviously they're never gonna get a Calvin, but like if they had like
Yeah.
just a big dude like a 6'4" wide receiver that would like they would be complete. Not that they're not complete already, but they don't have like a big like red zone threat. I mean, Kelsey, is kind
Yeah,
of one, but
it's a
like,
guy on the like football team. His name like Chris Sims. He's like 6'5".
yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like
I mean, he's not
some
like
Sims.
they could turn him into like a good player though.
Yeah, some
But
Sims.
yeah,
There's so many.
just a lot of what ifs and what could have happened and should
Everything.
have. You know, I think if I'm not mistaken, Baker and Saquon was in the same draft.
Oh yeah, first, second pick.
Wow, it's kind of crazy that imagine like because I don't think Baker Mayfield was like people's top pick in
I
that
thought he
draft.
was the universal first overall pick, at least for the Browns, because they needed a quarterback.
Yeah, that's why because I know everybody was like, Sam Darnold, or shout out to Josh Rosen.
Yeah,
Um,
every team that didn't pick me is a mistake.
yeah,
Poor Josh Rosen. They never gave him a chance. Everywhere he went, they just gave up on him instantly.
yeah,
Cardinals draft a quarterback first overall the year after they drafted him, and then they trade him away.
yeah,
Dolphins have him on their like practice squad and as their like second string. Then they draft Tua, and then they get rid of him. I think he's on the Buccaneers practice squad right now. Maybe they're like nursing him.
yeah.
Uh,
Like I said, man, shout out to Josh Rosen.
like, yeah, maybe he'll be up next after Brady.
Speaking of another, sad life for QBs. Well, happy life now. Dwayne Haskins signed to the Steelers.
He did. Uh,
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
picked him up. I don't know how they. I don't know if they're going to think they're getting a black Big Ben or what. I don't know.
I don't know what they're doing. It's a very interesting signing. I mean, they didn't really have anything to lose. Just get
You
him.
know,
Like,
yeah,
nice. He's
there's a
there.
there's rumors about them getting rid of their famous TikTok star, Juju. There's been rumors. I don't really got sources yet. I'm not Doug Shefty yet, but or Doug Woj yet, but I will though. Well, actually, my source is Instagram. So
Instagram is a great source of information.
yeah,
It's where all information is found.
yeah,
That's where Woj tweets his information.
yeah. Twitter too.
Twitter too. Yeah. I I am a very avid Juju fan. I love Juju a lot. Like I think he's a super dope dude. I think he's really good guy. He's but like I don't know how good of a player he is. I genuinely have no idea how good Juju is. It's so weird. As soon as Antonio Brown left, he was the the first year he had as the number one guy. Rothless cheeseburger. He's done for the season. He didn't really have a fair chance. Then this year he had like an okay season. I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
what to think.
that's a
Like
weird one for sure.
Juju, we have no idea the value of Juju right now. We have no
Now,
I don't have a clue.
now, if we put him on a team where he's the second option
Slot receiver.
slot receiver, I'm thinking about like the Bills.
The Bills don't
Like,
need him. They got three dope receivers on that team. John
true.
Brown was hurt most of the year, but
Why
Cole
not have
Beasley.
four, man?
I mean, that is a good point. Why not have four? I
Why
think a
not have
team
four?
that would enjoy having Juju would be a team that has a certified first option that's like above everyone, like the Titans. Like he'd
Yeah,
be a decent option for the Titans. Corey Davis is a pretty good second option,
he is. He is.
and AJ Brown is uh, definitely the first option on that team receiving. But another team I like that has like a just set like number one receiver is the Green Bay Packers. I mean, Devontae Adams can play pretty much anywhere. It, he's definitely the closest thing that Juju will that is in the league to what Antonio Brown was. Uh, you can make an argument that he's better than Antonio Brown. I don't know about that, but
Yeah, I
like,
don't know either.
but I think that would be a similar dynamic. There is a pretty like gaping hole, and at the Packers wide receiver position, which they could have filled last year, but they drafted Jordan Love instead.
Yeah.
No hate on Jordan Love. You don't deserve to be in that situation. That you deserve to have a shot at starting this year. Like
Yeah.
you were straight. I mean, learning from Aaron Rodgers is not a terrible thing, but like, you know, like you deserve to be in like the spot that
What
like
pick did they get him?
24.
Just curious. Let me just look at that
You
because
know, I off the top of my head, I already know that T. Higgins was drafted after him. That's one good receiver.
and like so I'm guessing well obviously Judy and all them was Judy.
Judy Jefferson and Rager were all drafted before him. I know that. Those three were all drafted before Jordan Love was available.
I
But
think
or
I
before the
think
Packers went
Lamb
for it.
I think Lamb got drafted 19th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, CD Lamb too.
Yeah, CD Lamb. So
So they were all gone, but like a quarterback, Rodgers is not just it's not like he's Brady where Brady said he's playing until he's like 50 years old. But
bro, Brady, don't do that, man.
you like at most 2 more years. You have like a family. You
Bro,
you don't need like even if you love the game, like I don't want to see you get hurt.
I seen how you got thrown by Aaron Donald that one Super Bowl. Like, I thought that was it for you. Bro, like why is he doing this to himself? Like,
I mean, it's not like he can't play anymore.
right,
That
it's
is
not
definitely not the case. He can still play.
but I
As long as he still can play, I don't see the too big of an issue. It's just like
it's
one
just
injury and
you're done.
you're like, unless you want to just completely rewrite history, like
But I'm not
tear your ACL, come back when you're 47 years old, win a Super Bowl.
yeah. I think that's like his one bad injury, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
he tore his ACL in like 2007 and then didn't play the next year, something like that. 2006, 2007, I don't know.
And ever since then he's just been
He just
rolling.
been he's been there. He hasn't been dealing with anything.
Yes.
And
Shout
say
out again to Tom Brady, man, the GOAT, man.
go, go.
But I don't know, man. How you been, Austin? How was this Friday for you, man?
It was good. Uh I did my weekly dumb thing on a Friday last week. I lost my AirPods. Uh this week I left my key at home for gym. I had to play volleyball in my jeans and I had to steal someone's shoes and use them in gym today. For Naras' shoes. Shout out Naras.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So
that's
yeah, shout out to Norris though. I think you subscribed, Norris. So shout out to you, bro.
mm-hmm.
I've been looking at that. Shout out to the people that have been commenting also. Well, not last video, but not last video. That was a mistake on my part. Made it
Yeah,
for
that was
kids.
I should have told you earlier. I knew it was made for kids. As soon like I had it playing in the background and it said like on
Man,
YouTube on your phone, you can't play videos in the background like
man, that
of
views was
YouTube when
going
they're for
up
kids.
too, man.
So like we were like, why can't anyone comment? It was like, oh, you
Bro,
must have turned the comments off. He was like, no, I turned them on. And I was like, oh, you made the video for kids.
man, them views was going up too.
Bro, we got so many views, and then we had to take it. We didn't even need to take it down. That's my fault. That's not your fault, dog. I
Man,
we
I'm
made
gonna
you
say
repost it.
I was mad. So I'm like, man, I'm seeing. I was like, I should have been like, you know what? I don't even care, bro. I don't even care. I'm just gonna leave it on here. Just comment on the next video.
Bro, it's getting dark outside. I might have to change the lighting again.
Yeah, I'm about to turn mine on.
I don't want to turn the light on in my room. I thought that looked weird in the first podcast.
Yeah.
It
My
was-
camera quality is not good. Shout out to Amazon. Shout out to Amazon. The only good thing y'all gave me was this mic.
the three of them that matched. Doug, you got to match your fit with the mic every time. You need the neon yellow hoodie to match the
Yeah.
other mic.
I actually did this on accident. I didn't realize I picked blue and then I put the hoodie on. So I was like, oh, I didn't realize until you said something.
Mm. And then you thought I was roasting
Yeah.
you. The good times. Hour ago. Good times.
Yeah. About to be like, I don't know, bro. I really feel like this podcast about to hit like 2. And people really ain't gonna watch it.
Like,
Nobody's gonna sit here and watch a 2-hour video.
yeah.
I mean, I would, but I'm not about to watch my own
Does it
video.
tell you how long the call's been going on?
Actually, no, I don't.
They
It
don't.
really don't.
When did we start? Hold on. Let me look at the latest you sent me the meeting.
It had to been like 4 something.
It was 4:08. So this is definitely the longest. We've been going an hour and a half.
Just talk about football.
Yeah, not even we've been
I mean, we bounced around.
bounced around,
Bounced
just
around.
talked about some other stuff.
Yeah.
But then
That's
comes back. We have some albums to talk about, isn't that right, Doug? You
yeah, that's
agree?
gonna be on the next album. Next album. Wow. That's gonna be
We're dropping a collab album to
yeah,
about the podcast.
yeah. 15 songs. I'm gonna be the producer though. I can't rap or sing. So
Mm-hmm.
but next episode we'll be doing the Dirk album.
Mm-hmm. Pooh Shiesty album dropped
Who
today. I
Shiesty.
listened to it. That
I
album
listened
was
to it
straight
too.
too.
We're gonna talk about that.
We are.
But I don't really got nothing else to say. Austin, you do?
I'm good. That's a football episode,
All
and
right.
that's it.
All right. We'll see y'all Wednesday.
Yep.
Uh,